Hey everyone, so this morning I'm going to take you on a little tour of my exhibition here at Thistle Hall on Cuba Street in Wellington. This is for those of you who can't get to Wellington or get to Cuba Street. It is, okay, so I'm just going to unlock the door now, put my coffee down. I actually left my key at the coffee shop and then thought I would show some people through early and then had to go back to the coffee shop to get my key, which was a really classy moment. So here I am inside, nice and warm, and I'm going to go through in a bit more detail. As you can see, I also put up a couple of site-specific window drawings with window chalk pen and kind of trace the view outside from the inside, which I think has come out looking pretty effective. I've done smaller versions of this in my home, but it was really nice to get a chance to do a bigger kind of scale. I've got some little handwritten, beautifully written little business cards. And so the first drawing that I did for my daily project last year was that one there from the 2nd of Jan. And I have kind of grouped the drawings together, which wasn't the original plan. Originally I was planning to sort of show them all in one big continuous line or like a chronology kind of thing of the year, but ended up, when I was framing them, kind of seeing little themes cropping up, motifs or objects or locations that would kind of be kind of repeated. So this one's from my the balcony / rooftop of my flat. This is my out and about section, so you can see that I was kind of looking at each one and kind of thinking, what is the drawing of? Is it of the window or looking out the window, or is it more kind of from the street? So this is more kind of like a street view thing, although I have got the interior of the Opera House in there as well. I would kind of I accidentally caught a bit of this protest from the 9th of November just by sitting outside the cafe. Lido Cafe was a really big part of my sort of time here in Wellington last year. My flatmate, my friends, we would always go to Lido. We made friends with the people that worked there. And I mean, I did this not knowing that Lido would close at the end of the year, so I ended up kind of managing to capture quite a lot of that and that kind of time before it all kind of closed up. I worked at the airport briefly as well, so life changes like that were kind of reflected as well. So I quit my full-time job, I decided to go part-time. I sort of left the job at the same time that the August lockdown happened in Wellington, and so those kind of changes kind of revealed as well. So it's the things that obviously you never know if what's gonna happen. Waterfront pictures. That was the Picton Ferry coming back, I think. So if I was kind of on the road or on the go, these things would kind of be depicted as well. And then I've got this kind of bedside table area set up, and as you can see, I've also got some objects from like that feature in the drawings. They're kind of placed around the gallery, kind of bringing life back into the gallery and bringing a real sense of what's here. So you can see the little Book of Calm has been put into a couple of these, so I had to find a way to kind of tuck it into the exhibition space. And then this wall, I've got more of like a personal kind of themes, I guess. My bedroom, wardrobe, dressing table, sort of, and interestingly, I've kind of put them at the back of the gallery where it's a little bit, obviously further from the door, a bit more kind of tucked away. So obviously I think I was being a bit more private and a bit more sort of, I'm going to show everything, but not everything, and not right at the front of the gallery. It's a bit less personal. At the front I have kind of the, obviously, city views and things like that. A lot of these ones were done probably because I would get to the end of the night and realize I hadn't done a drawing that day and kind of look around my bedroom where I was probably, hanging, chilling, and then would kind of draw something from there. Like back of the door was quite a big one, because I would notice a few of these kind of coming up as I was going through, photographing them, posting them, framing them as well. The framing process was obviously quite a big one. The silver lining of me getting COVID and isolating was that I could finish all these frames. And the teddy bears and the pillow was quite a nice, again, kind of like personal, but also a little bit playful and kind of like childlike. Which, I think there's an element of that with everyone. And it's a noisy street, but it's a good street. It's great to be on. So habits, I find, also kind of come up a lot. It's not just like, obviously I was in the habit of drawing, but other habits that I had, like obviously sewing, less of a habit, more of a hobby, but places I would go and, I love dressing up my mannequin, things like that. So a lot of these things kind of came through a lot in the drawings as well. I don't know why I decided the lava lamp should have their own group, but I just like them together. And it's such a fun shape, and I feel like everyone's got a really cool memory. It's a very nostalgic kind of thing, lava lamps. That's more your sort of sewing corner. So even though obviously the mannequin's there, because it's not really a drawing of the mannequin, I decided to not put it in that group. So there was a very, I want to say, judicious kind of process as to how I would arrange these, but there was a bit of whim as well, because sometimes I felt, well, I don't like how this looks. Or I have one hanging over and be like, well, I'm just going to put it over here. So there's rules, but there's no rules because they're my rules, so I can break them. This is the biggest section. So there's 45 drawings in this big square, which is dining table kind of arrangements, but they're not arranged, they're more just like whatever was there on the dining table. So you can see that a lot of my drawings were done there, particularly during the August lockdown. I think I was just at the dining table. Various things, there's food, there's like mugs of tea, glasses of wine, sunglasses, any number of things. There's one that I think I've already passed, and it's of, like a smartphone propped up to kind of show a video, which I feel like I can't wait to look back at this in 50 years' time and be like, oh my god, remember when we used to do that? So I guess that was also the excitement of starting this project, was kind of thinking, I don't know what's going to show up, but it'll be reflective of whatever life has been lived. So a few kitchens here. I've got like a workplace kitchen and one of my friends' kitchens. And a lot of them are still lives, I think, because for the scale and the sort of time frame, I did these in about 10, 15 minutes each. Depending on what they were, the plants took a lot longer, but some of them were very quick. And so because of the scale, still life makes a lot of sense. You can draw small objects on a small piece of paper, so that's probably why they feature most heavily, and then buildings less so because of the scale, and then portraits even less because I guess I just wasn't keen to... Or I guess I was kind of interested in seeing how the objects would kind of reveal the people or the sort of human presence. There were a few some faces that creep in here and there, but mostly still life. And I feel like fruit as well, fruit bowls of fruit, like any kind of young art student, high school art student, aspiring budding artist would kind of cut their teeth on pictures of fruit and bowls. Or at least I did, in a very traditional way. But yeah, that's my exhibition, so come down and see it if you can. If not, I hope you've enjoyed my little tour. I am here all the rest of the week at Thistle Hall on Cuba Street. Come on down.